the Atlanta Falcons have done something incredibly impressive. They have released uniforms that are simultaneously my favorite and least favorite thing they've ever worn. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Glenwood Games. I'm your host, the world-famous Yammerin' Jammerin' Jojo Brent, and I am here today because today is the day we've been waiting for a long time. We've been waiting for it for a long time. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. It is April the 2nd. Spring is upon us, and with spring come the new fits for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, we are free from those horrible matte, monochromatic black uniforms we've been wearing for 5 years, and now we are wearing the same thing, but red. Whoa. Obviously, I'm joking, but that was my first impression upon seeing these. Honestly, I opened up YouTube at 10, like, alright, I'm really hoping the leaks were fake. If you don't know, the home jersey did get leaked a couple days ago, and I saw it and assumed it wasn't real because I thought that looks a little bland. Turns out it is what we're wearing at home. It is a red jersey with white pants, red socks, and the black helmet. Same black helmet, just with, I believe, a different colored face mask and the ATL word mark with the wing on the forehead. Honestly, this took me a minute to get used to, this look. I have it pulled up in front of me right here. But the more I look at it, especially the away, the more I kind of dig this, man. Like, look at the away uniform with the black pants with the red stripe and the silver. That's a hard look. That is a hard look. And that's gonna look great on TV. It looks fantastic. It's the right blend of the retro look that I know a lot of Falcons fans wanted. Obviously, there's been a large contingent of people who've been screaming for red helmets as primaries. Honestly, I was one of them, but we're not getting the red helmets. We're gonna keep the throwbacks, obviously, the beloved throwbacks. They're the best in the league. But honestly, I really like that, specifically that black pants away look. The all white, I believe the all white has to go at some point. I think that white with gray pants a la the 90s, that looks fantastic. But just the all white, I get the sort of modern look. I get it's supposed to be clean and sleek, but I've never been a big fan of that look with sports uniforms. So that's just my bias talking, but I love the black pants of the away. I had this complaint when they came out, and I'm already seeing this complaint, that they're bland looking. And honestly, especially the home uniform, I can kind of see it. There's not a lot of the way of detailing, like obvious detailing, like the throwbacks. Obviously, they're not the 1960s jerseys or the stuff that you see people concocting online. But honestly, the more I look at it, the more the details that there are really stand up well. If you look at the numbers on these jerseys, they got that lining, I believe that's the word for it, fretting, I don't remember what it's called, but the numbers are nice. They're updated numbers. They're updating numbers. They're the retro look. They've got Falcons in much smaller print above the letters on the jerseys for home, and Atlanta on the away ones. So you got that Atlanta featuring prominently on them. You got the logos on the shoulder pads and those stripes. No stripes on the sleeves, which I kind of was disappointed about. I kind of wanted to see stripes, but honestly, I like the stripe down the pants a lot. I like the red, black, and silver. That's a fantastic look. I love just the basic. I watched the video, and you should too. The Falcons released like a behind the design video where a lot of the designers talked about the uniforms, and they were saying that they were trying to do like less is more, that they didn't want to overload it with graphics. And the more I look at these jerseys, I see the vision, and what they have put on there is well thought out and feels balanced and has that nice flair, that sort of retro flair to it that the old ones, the old jerseys that we were wearing since 2020 didn't. Like, that was my big complaint about the 2020s era jerseys, you know, the black monochrome look, is that first of all, it felt really boring. There wasn't a lot of color in it, and I like a pop of color in uniforms, but my biggest complaint of it was that it didn't feel terribly intentional. Like, I know it is. I know it was supposed to be a back to black kind of thing, but like, I don't know, man. It just felt kind of generic. It didn't feel like it had a lot of character to it. And these uniforms, like it or not, I do feel like, especially the aways, have some character to them. There is a flair to them, and I think they're gonna look good on TV. I think on primetime lights at the Benz, I think these could look hard. Another thing I want to call out, I love that we are back in red. Red is such a meaningful color to the city of Atlanta, to all of Georgia, to all of Georgia sports, to everyone in Georgia. Red is just a meaningful color. It looks better on a field. I personally grew up with the Falcons in that 2010 red look, and so I will always see the Falcons as red. And I like the fact that there are some kids growing up in Atlanta and in Georgia and all over the world who are going to look at the Falcons and see a red team, and that's what they're going to picture when they picture the Falcons. I really like that. Red is a meaningful color. Red is a great color for sports. Red is a color that I have desperately wanted on the Falcons more in the last 5 years, and I'm so glad that Atlanta has delivered with that. And overall, I feel like Atlanta really has delivered. I think that these uniforms, they could be better, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like a lot of us had very high expectations. I know I did. I feel like I set my expectations a little too high, as I am wont to do with most things regarding the Falcons, but I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of complaints about this. I think that there's nothing inherently bad about these jerseys. I've heard the complaint that they look a little bit too much like the Arizona Cardinals or even like Tampa Bay. I've heard the complaint. I've voiced the complaint when I saw it the first time. They look a little kind of UFL-y, not cheap, but they don't look like an NFL jersey. That's something I said when I started to look at these like an hour and a half ago. I'm filming this like an hour after the announcement came, but the more I look at them, the more I get it, you know? I get it. But let's be self-real, anything was better than that weird black monochrome thing we've been rocking for a couple of years. I'm not gonna miss that at all. I am not gonna be stopped from buying these jerseys, by the way. No matter what I think about them, I think I'm gonna buy a Jalen Walker jersey, and I'm gonna wear that sucker with pride for the next 5 years. And honestly, I'll wear this. The red, I like it. At least it's going to be how the Falcons should look in my eyes. I'm probably gonna try and buy one at 404 Day, the celebration they're having there. I'm gonna be there. If you see me, come say what's up. You know, let's talk about the Falcons there. Say hi. You know, I'd be happy to meet you. But I don't know, man. I'm happy. I am reasonably happy with these. Are they perfect? No. Can they be something that we build on for a new era of culture in Atlanta and hopefully a winning era for once in Atlanta? Absolutely. They can absolutely be that. Let me know what you think below. What do you think of these jerseys? What does the rest of the Falcons country think about the jerseys? You rocking these next year? You gonna buy some of these? Who you buying? Or what player you buying? Or buying home or away? What do you think of these overall? Just let me know. Let me know everything you got to think about these new jerseys. And as always, make sure to subscribe, share this with your friends, turn on notifications, all those YouTuber things to help me in the almighty YouTube algorithm, because talking about Atlanta sports is surprisingly not something that gets you millions and millions of sort of engagement. Shocking, I know. I hope y'all like I'm stuttering so much today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all like the new uniforms. I hope that you rock them with pride if you do get them, and I hope the Falcons win with them. And I hope the Falcons play with pride and have a great era in them coming up in Atlanta. Thank you so much for watching. I am Jojo. I'm the host of I am the host of Glenwood Games. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of y'all week. Happy 404 Day in advance, and rise up. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.